Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the 15th Annual Words Festival. You're here live and direct on Zoom with Mr. King Create from Los Angeles, California. Today, you're going to be having a workshop with me, folks, and you're going to learn about what we call style writing. Some people call it graffiti art, some people call it street art. But today, you're going to learn the art form of what we call style writing. First off, I want to say it's a pleasure and an honor for me to be here to be able to show you guys a magnificent art form that you could use as a platform for therapy because they say art is therapy. And so today I want to be able to show you something and to get you to become familiar with a new type of art form that's similar to calligraphy, script writing, and so on and so forth. And so, what I would like to do is make the best out of this time because we have, almost an hour to be able to do what we're about to do. What you guys going to need to start is a pencil, a regular number 2 pencil. Boom. What else you going to need? Regular white sheet of paper. Boom. A regular white sheet of paper. 8.5 by 11. A black marker. And in the package, they gave you some color markers. That's all you're going to need. This is going to be a very interesting process for you to learn. I'm a very good teacher because I like to teach things very simplistic, but very strong and effective. I want you guys to be able to get it. But one thing that I want to tell you before we get started is that a lot of times when I teach students, they say, man, I can't draw a straight line, or man, I could barely draw. I could only draw a stick figure. What I want to encourage you guys and tell you is that you are in control of your tools. So you are in control. This pencil or the marker doesn't control you, you control it. So whatever you want to do, you make it navigate and create the way you would like to. I'm gonna give you some good guidance throughout this process. You are able to ask questions if you need help. Once again, I'm gonna keep this as basic as possible for you guys to get it and you can walk away with something that you would like. Let me give you a a very quick little testimony about who I am. I want to give you an introduction. Once again, my name is King Create. I'm from Los Angeles. Me personally, I've been doing this artwork, this kind of art since the age of 9 years old. I'll be 47 this year. So as you can see, from 9 all the way to 47, that's a long time that I've been dedicated to doing this art form. I've been very privileged and I really enjoy what I do. I've been able to do so much with this art, such as video background for music videos, movie backgrounds. I've been able to do art shows and do gallery shows. I have work that's featured in the Getty Museum and so forth, and LACMA Museum, the Art Museum of California. And okay. Oh, we lost each other for a minute. We dealing with technology, folks. So bear with me. If we lose each other, we'll come back and forth. But let's hopefully everything be smooth. So here we go. Grab your regular white sheet of paper. I'm about to explain to you of what we're about to do. I'm gonna put it close up to the screen. Right here, what you see at the top of your paper, I'm gonna give you guys a few seconds. I want you to write the word letter structure at the top of your page. Put letter structure. Write that at the top of your page. I'll give you a few seconds just to write that. Okay, right there at the top of your paper. And I want you to do that for a reason. All right, now I want you guys to pay close attention. When you create your letters, this art form is about lettering. How do you take the alphabet from A through Z and take it through different metamorphoses? Now, what you see at the top right here are what we call letter caps. And when I say caps, meaning the edges of the letters or how they will be created, whether it's a square cap, a round cap, or a diamond edge cap. Let me repeat that again. A square cap, a rounded off cap, or a diamond edge cap. I'll get to that in a minute once we start to get into the lesson. But I just want you guys to see what kind of caps we'll be dealing with the lettering. Let's move forward. Now, you guys see in the uppercase A, a lowercase a, and the S. Now, why did I draw the letter that way if we're doing what we call graffiti art or style writing? You guys might say, well, that don't look like that. What I'm here to tell you is that if you learn how to do the basic structure of a letter, you will be able to take what I'm about to show you and be very creative and do any letter you desire to do based upon your creativity of how you design your own personal letter. I hope everybody is following along real good. I'm going to make this very simplistic as possible. So what I want you to do on your paper, hope you have like a few sheets of paper, but on this one sheet of paper, I want you to draw the square cap at the top, draw the round cap, and draw the diamond edge cap. Now, also try not to draw too big, but try not to draw so small either, because I want you guys to make it a nice, decent size. Don't make it take up the whole paper, but a nice, decent size that you can look at it, because this is going to help you to create what you're about to do. Okay, now, so here's what you're going to do. I want you to put a capital A. Don't draw small. Remember, keep it at a nice, decent size that you can see it. Make a lowercase a. Give it some space in between. And then do an S. I want you guys to follow along. Uppercase A, lowercase a. Give it some space in between because you're going to do something with that. Then you got at the bottom, uppercase R. Okay, now, next, here's what we're going to do. Let's move forward. Just pay attention to what I'm about to show you. Now, we're still talking about letter structure. Now, you guys see something that look more like a graffiti type style lettering. Let me explain to you what I just did. If you guys look very closely, inside of the letter, I use a red color marker. Now, I'm not telling you guys to do that right now. The red color marker symbolizes me drawing with a pencil. I had to pre-do this for you guys to see what I'm doing. So what I want you to do, the letters that you drew, what I want you to do is basically, I want you to trace around the letter. And when I say trace around the letter, I want you to create a certain size thickness around the letter on the outside and on the inside. The red line, once again, is what would be your pencil line that you're going to draw. Always try not to draw so dark. Try to draw very light enough to where you can still see it. Because what you're going to do is when you make your letter, you're going to trace around the outer part of your letter. Once you draw around the outer part of your letter, make for sure you give it some space. Pay attention real close. You see, I try to keep the same amount of space around my red pencil line that I drew inside of the letter. That's what we call the skeleton. I want you guys to remember that. The red line on the inside is the pencil line, but that's what we would call the skeleton inside of your letter. That's your skeleton. Now, when you take your pencil and draw around the letter, that's the flesh. That's the outer part of the skin of the letter. So you making it thicker than the skeleton. Check out the letters at the bottom. This is a different kind of letter. These are more of a blocky type style letter and block letters. Now, I'm not telling you guys to do that on your paper right now. I just want you to see. That's the letter A and the letter B. Okay, so once again, the little red line on the inside is the red pencil line. That's the skeleton. You're going to take your pencil after you draw the skeleton, which is the regular letter that you drew before that I told you to write. And then you're going to take your pencil after you do the skeleton and you're going to give it the meat around it. You're going to draw around the skeleton and then you're going to create the thickness around it. Now, if your letters have negative space on the inside, A, the letter B. The negative space inside of the A, a lot of time people will trace just around the outside and they will forget about the inner space. I want you guys to know that if you trace on the inner space of the letter A, I want you to basically give it the same amount of space you did on the outside around your skeleton. And then you're going to do the inner part of the negative space. Same thing with the letter B. Same method. Trace on the inside of the negative space. Same thing here. Now, what you're going to do is this. You guys probably say, hey, create, that's not the letters you told us to draw. What I did was told you guys to draw the letter A, lowercase a, S, and the R. So what I want you to do is trace around these letters right here that you have right now. Go ahead and trace around these with that method that I just showed you from here, which is the same process. Remember, do not draw too small, because if you draw real small, it's going to be hard to trace around the letter. But don't make it super big either, because then I want you to be able to experiment and play around with, being creative. Okay, so I'm gonna give you some minutes, not too long, but just enough just to experiment for a second. I want you guys to do that. Experiment for a second. Experiment for a second. If you guys have any questions, let them know the questions, and then what'll happen is that I can answer them. They'll read me your questions, and then I'll give you guys some feedback. I want you guys, in the process of being creative on here in this lesson today, I want you to have a positive attitude while drawing. This art form is spiritual because of your spirit from within. It's mental because of your creativity. And it's physical because of the action that you take. Remember what I said before. You are in control of your tool. Your tool don't control you. You control it. So I hope that you guys so far have traced around the letter. The letters, the original letters that I told you, the capital A, lowercase a, S, and that capital R. I was only showing you this one just to show you what it's like to trace around the what? The skeleton. The skeleton is what? Right in the middle, which is the inner line. And then when you trace around it, that's the meat of the letter. When you go around it and give it the same equal space. Be careful not to let the line that's going around it touch the skeleton. And remember to always do the inner part of the negative space of the letter, which is the negative space on the inside, like anything like a letter A, B, R, D's. Those are the negative spaces. Make sure it's thick enough so that way when you here's what I'm going to tell you. What's about to happen is that once you draw the outer part in the negative space, you're going to take your eraser. That's why I say draw light, because when you draw light, you can erase the skeleton out. So what I want you to do is take your eraser, excuse me, take your eraser, erase the skeleton out of the middle. Don't erase the meat on the outer part in the negative space. Just only erase the skeleton out of your letter. Do that right quick. On these letters right here, erase the skeleton out. Okay. I'm gonna let you guys go ahead and do the erasing, because what I'm about to do is I'm gonna explain something, because I'm gonna make for sure we have enough time for you to be creative and do your own piece before we end this session. I'm gonna make for sure we have enough time. So I'm gonna speed everything up. But I want you guys to be motivated, encouraged, and be inspired by this lesson. Okay, next. After you erase the skeleton out in the middle of the letters, take your pencil again, and I want you to retrace the outer part of the meat a little bit darker, because now you'll be able to see the letter thicker and bolder, which is the outer part and the negative space in the middle. Okay, so I want you guys to do that. Erase the skeleton out the middle, and then the part that you traced around it, make that darker. You can use your pencil for that. Now, once you do that part, I want you guys to take a look at it. Take a look at what you created from the letters that I gave you. If you have more space on your paper, on that one sheet of paper that you're working with so far, here's what I want you to do. Now, what I want you to do is take your pencil and use your imagination and make up. You could, whatever letter you want to make up. I want you, like, I made this letter A and made this letter B up. That's not like an actual letter that exists until now that I made it up. I want you to just be creative. Do a nice uh creative A, a creative B, a C, a D, E, F, G, whatever letter you want to do. I want you to do that right now. And same thing, draw it lightly. Then I want you to trace around it with your pencil. Do the inner and the outer part, which is what I say, the negative space and the outer part. Make sure you got enough thickness to the letter that you could draw it, and then erase the skeleton out the middle. Okay, go ahead and do that process. You could be creative. Make any kind of letter style A or B up. It's up to you how you do it. You don't have to do the basic one now. You already put that on your paper. Now I want you to do something that's a little bit more stylized and more fun looking. So go ahead and do that for a second. Because after we do this, I'm going to explain something else to you. Take the time to do that. Try not to spend too much time on it, because I want you guys to have a finished piece before the session is over with. Even if it's just 2-3 letters, we're going to try our best to come up with a finished masterpiece. All right. So make up your creative letter, trace around the outer part and on the inner negative part. Erase the skeleton out and only leave the flesh or the meat on the outside of it. Erase the skeleton out. Okay, now next. I'm trying not to move fast for you. I want you guys to follow along. Let's move forward. The next thing is, I just want you to take a look at this. You don't have to try it right now, but just take a look. We're talking about letter shadows. The shadows on the letter. You guys see the red skeleton in there? That's the thin light pencil line, basically. I just used the red marker so you can see it. Then I got the meat around the skeleton on the outer part of the red. That's the meat of the letter. That's the meat on the outside of the skeleton bone, which is the basic letter. But if you notice, let's take a look at the letter A. I have what we call a 3D on the letter, the 3D shadow. I created a 3D shadow. A lot of you guys might say, well, create, how do you put 3D shadow? All right, pay close attention. Basically, the points at the bottom of the letter, I don't know, it depends on the angle you want to do it, but take a good close look. Basically, at the points, I choose the point, make it go down, and I let it follow the same flow of the previous line that I drew. That's the line that's going vertical up and down or diagonally. The bottom line of the 3D follows the line that's basically defined the bottom part of the letter. I hope I'm not making this confusing. I want to make this as simple as possible. But if you don't understand, what makes an artist good is looking an artist. What makes a good artist is that if you're not really comprehending or understanding what I'm saying, when I'm pointing it out, I want you guys to be good observers. Use your eyes. Take a look at the detail of what I've done to the 3D on the letter A. If you can, try to mimic that if you can very quickly. It don't have to be perfect, just quickly. Let's move on to the letter B. That's what we call the bubble letter. Now, if you remember earlier, I was teaching you guys about putting the caps on the letters. When I say caps, I showed you the square cap, the rounded cap, which creates the bubble letter, and the diamond edge, which creates that look of the letter C. If you notice, all the caps on the letters are different. This one is rounded, so it creates a bubble letter. This one is squared, so it creates like a square letter. This one over here is more of a like a diamond edge, so it creates that. If you remember, that came from the earlier thing that I was showing you when I first came on here. The square cap, the square cap for the square letter, the round cap for the bubble letters, and the diamond edge for the diamond letters. Let's move forward. I'm showing you guys that just to remember what we talked about. Okay, next. So we talked about the shadow. Now, your shadow is up to you. If you decide to make your shadow go to the right, make for sure each letter that you draw, if you're making a word, all your shadows must go to that same direction, the right. If your shadows are going to the left, make sure all of your shadows go towards the left. If your shadows are going down, make sure all your shadows are going down, up, however you want to do it. It's up to you as the artist. You are the artist. Who's in control of the two? You are in control of your two. Let's move forward. Now, at the very bottom, I've created another letter. That's the letter A. I got a little bit stylized with it. I just made something up out of my imagination. So I want you to make something up and then put 3D on it. Now, bear with me, because what's about to happen is that within 30 minutes, you guys going to have a challenge. I'm going to explain to you what that challenge is. I'm going to try to give you enough time to do something creative. So, moving forward, after you draw your piece on your other blank sheet of paper, you're going to have a blank sheet, another blank sheet of paper. I want you to create a 3-letter word. Let's all do the word love today. Let's just do that. Let's all be on the same page. Let's do 4 letters. We're going to do the word love. But right now, I'm just trying to show you some colors because you got markers in your package. So in your package, you got colors. I'm not telling you to use these colors. This is the color I chose to use on mine. I did a basic letter with the outline, a light color fill-in, dark color outline, with a light color background, and the shadow drop. That's the letter C. Check it out. The letter R, I did something different. You know, I gave the R a little bit more personality, a little bit more flavor. So I want you guys to see that. Take a good look at it. And then I did a trim around it. Okay, so at this point, here's what you're going to do. You will not go, you can't go wrong. I'll say that. You can't go wrong. If you are using light colors with your markers on the inside of your letters, you can't go wrong because those are light colors that you'll be using. Then what you could do is take a dark color, and you always do your dark color outline last. Never outline with a dark marker first. Excuse me. Do your dark color outline last. Color in your artwork with the light colors first. Outline with dark colors last. I definitely highly recommend that you start off with your light colors when you color, because sometimes if you use the light colors after you put the dark colors, your light color markers will become very dirty and muddy. You don't want that. You want your work to have a good look to it. You want your work to be strong, rich, and vibrant in color. And so I encourage you to work opposite. Light colors down, dark colors last. So, boom. It's 3:26, folks. I took you through a very quick, what we call a crash course of learning about letter structure. Now, at this point, the remaining 30 minutes, or maybe a little bit less, but 30 minutes, I want you guys to be able to do the word love. I want you to be very creative. But before you get started, bear with me. Let me grab it. Imagine this is my sheet of paper. Boom. Turn your paper this way, horizontally, when you draw on that extra blank sheet of paper. Turn it sideways. What I would like for you to do is, you got 4 letters, LOVE. Make for sure you do not draw small, but don't draw so big to where it don't look right. Make it a real nice, decent size to where it fits. I want you guys to be able to see it in your imagination before you see it on the paper. Don't second guess and think too long. But what I want you to do is use your imagination. Everything starts here. See it in your mind, execute it here on the paper. Knock it out. Draw your skeleton. Remember what? Number 1, draw your skeleton. I want you guys to have fun with it. Who's in control of the tool? You are in control of your tool. Start off with a pencil first. Very lightly draw your skeleton. Trace around it at a certain thickness to create the meat around the skeleton. After you finish drawing the skeleton, take your take your eraser, erase the skeleton out. Don't second guess it. After you take the skeleton out, take your light color markers, color it in however way you want to color it. After you're done with that, with the fill in of your light color, you could create a cloud around it, a bubble around it, or you could create like a nice thick trim around the letter, and you could color it that way. But remember to use a dark color for your outline so that it stands out and is bold. Once again, if you got any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm here. I'm here for you guys to, learn some things. So, as of for right now, while you guys are drawing, I'm gonna give you words of inspiration and then also encouragement. Because now at this point, everything, the ball is in your hand. I want you guys to score and run for the touchdown and get a point. The point is to do a good job. That's the point. The point is to do a good job. If you mess up and this is your first time doing this, don't worry about it. Trust me, I wasn't great at it the first time either. But as long as you think like a winner, I'm gonna repeat it again. As long as you think like a winner and you think like a pro, your results will reflect the way you think. So I want you guys to really take that in your mind. And even if you don't become an artist after I give you this lecture and this lesson, you can apply some of this to your regular life and whatever it is that you want to do. I want you guys to apply these methods. Everything starts in the imagination. Draw the skeleton, draw around it, erase the skeleton out, start to color it in, and be creative, have fun with it. I'm here to inspire you guys. While you guys are drawing, I want to share some creative stories with you. At the age of 9 years old, I was in the 3rd grade. Continue to draw while I talk. Don't let me stop you. Don't sit there and watch me. Just listen to my voice while you draw. I'm just telling you some creative stories of my experience as a young kid growing up. At the age of 9 years old, when I was drawing, I was in the 3rd grade. We had a report to do, and my teacher told me, she said, draw whatever it is that you want to be in life and type up a report. And I wanted to be a football player at that age. So I remember my whole report was about me wanting to be a football player. I typed it all up, and I had to draw pictures with me typing it up. So all you saw was football helmets, and a stadium. I forgot what I drew. Nevertheless, to make a long story short, she said in the report, have a backup plan. If you don't become a football player, she said, what is the next thing that you want to be? And I'll never forget. I said in my report, if I don't become a football player, I'm going to be an artist. I'm gonna repeat that again. If I don't become a football player, I'm going to become an artist. And that's exactly what I have became. You know, people ask me, "Oh, are you going to be an artist?" I used to tell people as a kid, "No, I am an artist. Whatever it is that you believe you are in here, that's what you're going to become." You know, once again, whether you become an artist or not after my workshop here today, you could be whatever it is that you desire and you have a passion for it. Whatever it is that you want to be, make for sure you go for it. So while I'm talking, don't stop drawing. Remember, what's the word? We're doing the word love, Love. I want you guys to focus on the word love. Remember, do not draw real tiny on your paper. Make it a nice size. Be creative with the lettering. Trace around the skeleton. Erase the skeleton out. Color it in. You guys got a good amount of time. Don't go too slow, but don't speed through it super fast. I want you guys to be, like I said before, you are in control of your tools. You are in control. You make these tools do what you want it to do. See, when you pick these tools up, your pencils and your markers, they don't do anything without you making it do it, because you make it go left. You make it go right. You make it curve when you want it to curve. You make it go on a diagonal format. You make it go crooked. You make it go zigzag. You make it go wavy. You make it go spiral. These are the basic fundamentals of design and illustration and drawing. Basic art fundamentals, you know. So I'm here to inspire you guys. So that was one of my stories about becoming an artist. Now, here's another interesting story for me becoming an artist as a young kid. At that same age, 9 years old, I want to share this with you. This is a funny story. Continue to draw. We're doing the word love. Don't stop. Keep drawing. I just want you to hear these stories for inspiration. As a young kid, my mom didn't allow me and my sister to eat a bunch of sugar. She used to say, "I don't want you to eat sugar. I want you to eat healthy." Now, where did that come from? Well, basically, at the elementary school I went to, they used to bake cookies, some real big, nice, round chocolate chip cookie and oatmeal cookies at school for nutrition. That's what they were selling at the library, and they cost a quarter back then. This was back in 1982, and my mom wouldn't allow us to. She said, every now and then we could eat the cookies, but she didn't want us to eat sugar. So I had to figure out a way. Oh, okay. I see a question. Bear with me. I see a question. Question. What? Oh, put the question back up for me, please, one more time. I didn't get a chance to read it all the way. If you could put the question back up. What's your favorite artwork you have created? Thank you for that question. Everything that I create is one of my favorite pieces. Now I know that's pretty broad in terms of answering that question. Let me explain to you guys watching this lesson. Everything that I put my mind to and everything you put your mind to, I highly encourage whatever you do, even the lesson we're doing today, make for sure you put your best into it. Give it your all. I want you to be strong-minded. I want you to put your best into your work. You are a result of what you put into whatever it is that you do. So every time that I create a masterpiece, a piece of artwork, I put my best into it. So I like my results to end up being magnificent. I want my stuff to be great at all times. I like to do my work at a high standard. Now, sometimes a lot of people feel like that's too much to ask of them. You should want to reach for the stars. Everybody play to win most of the time. I know when I'm out there on the basketball court or anything and I'm playing the game, who don't want to win? And if guess what? And if you don't win or if you don't do great, learn from your mistakes. Life is a lesson. Life is a lesson to learn. And when I say that, I want you guys to be motivated because there's a lot of time as an artist. I want to focus on the art. As an artist, while we're drawing, sometimes there's a lot of imperfections sometimes. So when you see that your line is not correct, what do I say? Who's in control of the tool? You. You are in control of your tool. So if your line is not looking right, don't become frustrated. Just look at it, notice it. Wow, that line is not right that I drew. Erase it, make the line go the way you want it to go. This pencil can't move unless you make it move. This marker can't move unless you make it move. But guess what? Your mind is powerful. Your imagination is powerful. Be able to visualize everything in here before it reaches the paper, the walls, your canvas, your sculptures that you build. Even if you're making something out of Legos, you have to have a vision before it manifests into physical form or reality. You have to be able to see it. I don't want to distract you guys from drawing. I will show you something in a little bit. I was finna show you now, but if I do, you might stop drawing. So I don't want you to stop drawing. I want you to continue to draw. We don't forget we doing the word love. Have fun with it. This is a fun lesson. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. I want to see the end result. So I'm hoping that I get a chance to see what everybody's producing. You know. Also, if you guys could do me a favor, not right now. After this lesson is over with, if you guys could submit letters and tell talk about how you felt about my workshop. I want you guys to give a response, and say how you felt about the way I teach. Talk about how you felt my lesson plan was. And, if it was hard, let me know. If it was easy, let me know. I love to try to teach in the easy format for you guys to get it. All right, don't forget what we're doing the word love, So right now we're at 338. Hey, if you're not all the way done, keep working. Don't become discouraged. This is just an experience for you today. I want you guys to know this is only an experience. It gives you options in life to do different things. There was a lot of different lessons you guys got out there that you can learn from. Oh, something just came to my mind right now. I want to encourage you guys to understand this. A lot of people think to become a good artist, you have to become an artist that learn how to draw realistic. That is not always the case. That is good if you can draw realistic, but if you can't draw realistic, don't think that you cannot be an artist. To be an artist is two things. I want you guys to remember this. All right, don't stop drawing. Keep drawing right now. We're doing the word love. Color it in. Question: can you show the drawing example again? Sure. I could go through them. I'm gonna try to. Let me see. Hold up. Let me try to. Boom. Remember, we got the different caps: square, round for bubble. We got the diamond edge shape. Remember what did we do? We drew the skeleton. The red line on the inside is the skeleton. That'll be your pencil line very lightly. And what else did we do? We took the pencil, drew around it at a certain thickness that we desired. I always say to draw the letter a little thicker. So you're going to draw around the skeleton that you drew, and you're going to trace around the outer part of the letter of the skeleton, and also the negative spaces if there are negative spaces within whatever letter that you create. So as an example, we did the word love. So there is a negative space inside the letter O. If you did a lowercase e for the word love, there is a negative space inside the letter E. And then you trace around the outer part, and then you can put shadows on the letters, which is where? Right here. Then we start talking about putting shadows on the letters. Oh, I'm glad I'm talking about the shadows right now. I want to remind you, if you putting shadows on your letters, remember, the shadow that you draw is only the same letter. It's just based upon where you decide to put the shadow. You know, some of your shadows could overlap the letter if you're making it go in one direction. You know, I just want you guys to know to give your letters some space in between so you can really get creative. You know, think about the little designs of how you're going to color it in. You know, get creative, have fun with it, explore your colors. Remember, light colors on the inside of the letters, a dark color for the outline. I'm gonna repeat it again. Light colors for the inside of the letter, dark colors for the outline on your letters. Have fun and experiment. You can do little bubbles on the inside. You can do flower patterns on the inside, stars, abstract graphics on the inside. It's up to you. Remember, art is what you feel, and art is what you see. That was one of the last things I was talking about in regards to people wanting to become an artist and they feel like if they cannot draw realistic, then they're not successful at it. I don't want you guys to become discouraged. You know, you don't have to draw realistic to become a good artist. You might become an abstract artist. To become an abstract artist, abstract meaning to just have fun, uh, take your hands, smear the paint, take a brush, do a nice stroke based upon whatever's in your inner soul and spirit. You know, you flowing with the brush, emotions. You're doing flows. Even if it's a spray paint can, you know, letting the paint speckle. You know, standing back, letting the paint get real fuzzy and blurry. Getting real close with a spray can and making a good clean line, making the line very drippy. You know, there's a lot of different techniques and methods. There's a lot of different tools to use as an artist. Watercolor paint, pen and ink, markers, airbrush, computer graphics, charcoal. You know, there's a lot of different things as artists that we use. Pastels. You know, it's based upon what you're comfortable with. But as an artist, I want to encourage you guys to explore on your own spare time. You know, feel free to go on the internet and look up art stores and go look at the materials that they have available for you to choose from. I have a good time. Every time I go to the art store, it's like going into a candy store. I go inside the art store and I start looking at different colors and I start experimenting. I go home and experiment with them. They got tutorials on YouTube. If you guys ever want to see tutorials about different things that you might want to learn about, you might want to learn about watercolor. You might want to learn about doing marker type artwork. You might want to learn go on what you call YouTube and do pencil drawings. You know, there's all different kind of things that would help you. What else can I share with you? Um, Approach everything with a positive attitude. That's very important. Approaching everything with a positive attitude. Right now we at 3:45, folks. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't worry. This is only an experience today. If your artwork look good, congratulations. If it look good, we're not stopping yet. We still going. We still going. We're still going. So I'm just giving you guys encouragement. I just want to let you know about the time right now as well. You know, man, I can't wait to see what you guys came up with. I'm very motivated. You know, I'm gonna tell you guys where to find me at on social media in a little while too. You know, and if you're on social media like Instagram and Facebook, you guys could send me pictures of what you created to my inbox. You can inbox message me and say, hey, create, check me out. This is what I did. You know, I'm excited to see what you came up with. You know, um, when you learn from great teachers, you should become great yourself. Check this one out. If you learn from people who don't have the right kind of experience and they're not really skillful at what they do, you will be in a reflection of who you learn from. Me personally, I surrounded myself with the best artists. And you may say you don't know any great artists around you. No problem. Guess what? There's always the internet to Google great art. And you can start studying different artists. Guess what? What else? You could go to your local museums. You know, Google like the LACMA Museum, Los Angeles County Museum of Art. You could go on there and Google the address for the Mocha Museum, modern contemporary art. You could go to the Getty Museum. You know, that's an experience. Go up there with your family or go up there with your loved ones, your significant other, or whoever you may be with, and take a trip down there. Look at the artwork that has been done. You know, go to different cultural museums. Go to museums for different cultural backgrounds and study and look at what they've created. Because everybody right now that's watching this or that's going to watch this, I want to encourage you guys to know this, that every art form from different culture has great significance behind it. Your ancestors, my ancestors, of whatever my ancestors created, I'm an extension of what they have created. But my mission and your mission is to push it further than what they might have pushed it. It's no pressure to push it, but just know that guess what? You're somebody. Just know that you are somebody. There's nobody that could be better than you but you. Understand that. And but also know that this world is competitive. Have fun with being an artist. You know, me personally, I take this stuff serious. When I go paint, I'm painting to be my best. You know, I want to show people that look at my work, you to remember my work. Whenever you see my work on the wall, on paper, at a museum, at an art gallery, I want my work to be a piece of work that you'll never forget. I want you to go home and be talking about it to other people and say, man, I seen this guy creates work and man, he's amazing. You know, in a few more minutes, actually, I'm gonna be showing you guys. I'm gonna give you guys a treat to see. You know, and I'm gonna show you some other things. So you guys are in for a big treat. For those of you who are on here right now, you in for a big treat. You know, I'm gonna give you guys some motivation and some more inspiration before we get up off of here. You know, so continue to work on the word love. Like I said, I want to see what you guys came up with. Man, I want you guys to use great colors. I want you to explore. Everything starts with the imagination. Your mind is powerful. Your mind is very powerful. I want you to imagine a person who builds a skyscraper. He or she was born in a 9-month period just like you. But guess what? Here's the difference. They used their imagination and they took a chance and they was bold upon their actions. And guess what they did? They took a chance and manifest their dreams. They manifest their visions and they put it out there. And we see airplanes built, but it took an artist to draw what the airplane was going to look like. We driving fancy cars and we're driving automobiles. Remember, back in the day, people didn't have cars. Some people used to walk. Some people used to ride horses. But it took an imagination to draw the beginning of what a car would look like, what a bike would look like. It took an artist to get the imagination from here and put it off into the world. I want you guys to know and remember that. Don't stop drawing right now. Keep drawing. We're drawing the word love. Go ahead and keep on coloring because I'm excited to see what you guys created. But here's what I do want you to write on an extra sheet of paper. Do not lose it. You can write on the back of your paper if you need to. I want you to write where you can find me at. I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram. Take a quick pause for a minute and write on the back of your paper where you can read it. You can follow me on Instagram under. Let me show you. Matter of fact, I can show you better. Let me see. Hold up. Bear with me. Whoa. Okay. Here it is. Let me show you. No. I'm on Instagram. King underscore create. CRE8. I'm on Instagram. Follow me as KING underscore the letter CRE8. King underscore create. Inbox me. Leave me a message. Now, I'm on Facebook. If you guys don't have Instagram, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Facebook as KING CRE number 8, KING space in between, not an underscore on Facebook. Only on Instagram I got an underscore. On Facebook, KING space in between, CRE number 8, King Create on Facebook. Follow me on there. You know, you can like my page. You can leave me a message. Instagram, King underscore create on Instagram. King, KING underscore create. All right. Now, we got 8 minutes left. Let me show you some good treats. If you guys like what you see, feel free to inbox me on my page as well. I have products and merchandise for sale. I have these posters of my work. Take a good look at what I've created. These posters are for sale. If you guys are interested in these posters right here, feel free to inbox me about my posters. I'm going to go through them very quickly because I know time is ticking. Let me show you the next one. Here's another poster I have available. It's called Just Clowning. I want you guys to take a good look at my artwork, my illustration skills. I have these posters available. You can inbox me on Instagram or Facebook if you're interested in these posters. Let me show you the next one. Let me do this quickly. This one is called Planet Rock, Don't Stop. You know. Check that out. I have this available, folks. If anybody is interested in this, inbox me for this one. We get to the next one. This is called It Has to Be in You, Not on You. This is talking about the artwork on the inside of my spirit, my soul. You know, I have this available. Let me move to the next one. This one is called Too Hot to Handle, Too Cold to Hold. And it says my name, Create. The character is holding a lot of hot energy. So it's too hot to handle, too cold to hold. If you're interested in this one, feel free to inbox me. I'll show you another one. This one says love. This is the word that you guys doing today. Love, peace. Light color fill in, dark color outline. And I was having fun with color. Take a good look at the color. This is done with spray paint and special markers that I use. You can inbox me for that one if you're interested. Let me show you another one. This is another love piece. Take a look at the way I use color. My letters. LOVE. Check that out. I have this available if you're interested. Inbox me for this one. What's next? This is the Neon Light King Create Showtime. My name is in Neon Lights. This is available as well. If you like this, inbox me for this one. Next, I have shirts available. Let me show you these shirts. The King Create signature shirts. I have these available. If anybody's interested in the King Create shirts, feel free to inbox me for these. What I'm doing is showing you guys what I have, but I'm also showing you that with art, what you can do with your art. Here's another shirt that I have available. The Magnopoly shirt by Create. Check that one out, folks. I have these shirts available if you're interested. Now, check this out. For the ladies watching, your young ladies, older ladies, check this out. I have these earrings that I make with nice contemporary abstract artwork on it. I also do lettering on them as well. If any ladies out there like these earrings, feel free to inbox me for the earrings. You know, I have these available. So I'm doing earrings. You know, I want you guys to be motivated and inspired what you can do with your talents. These stickers now are equivalent to what I've done with the t-shirt. So same thing with the stickers. I got the create stickers available. So if you like to put stickers on your ice box, on your laptop, on your skateboard, these are available. Inbox me for these. Let me go through. I got 3 minutes left. I want to give you guys a nice outro. These are more stickers with my name on it. It says create. So these are available. Check out the colors. Another create sticker. Check out the letters. These are available. Another create sticker. Check out the colors. These are available. People like to collect these stickers. Here's another one. This says, all of them says my name, says create. These are available. So now we only have 2 more minutes left, folks. So pay close attention to me. If you did not finish right away, don't panic. Don't be frustrated. Don't kick yourself if you got that kind of attitude and spirit. What did I say before? Have a great spirit. When you approach something with greatness, your results will be great. I want you guys to remember your imagination is powerful. Imagination is the key. You know, if you make mistakes, don't worry about it. Guess what? That's part of life. So if you make mistakes in your journey being creative, learn from your mistakes. Take a look at and examine things in your creativity. Make it better. Because guess what I say? Who's in control? You are in control of your tool. Your tool don't control you. You control your tools. These are your tools. Whatever it may be. It might not be those two. It might be a paintbrush. It's up to you. So as I conclude, I want you guys to inbox me and show me your artwork. I'm on Instagram once again as King, King underscore letter C R E 8, King underscore create on Instagram. I have no merchandise available. If you're interested in that or any of my services, feel free to talk to me. If you decide you want to learn more, I could also do personal private workshops with you on Zoom and teach you even more. So I'm here for you guys. Once again, my name is the one and only, the grand, incredible Mr. King Create from Los Angeles, California. It has been a pleasure and an honor for me to be here with you guys. I enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoy yourself today. Give yourself a hand. You know, feel proud about what you do. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever look down upon yourself. Take pride. And I want to say peace. This is the one and only King Create. Y'all have a good day. Have a beautiful day. Have a nice, productive day. Take care.